Welcome to the July 2014 board meeting. We have actually already done the pledge to the flag, but to open the meeting, I would like to remember a very good friend to the village of Suffern, a man who gave many, many years of service to the Suffern Fire Department, Bobby Sheward. His wake services are being held this evening at Scar Funeral Home. He will be dearly missed. And I'd just like to take a moment so that everyone can remember him for the wonderful person that he was in his service to our village. Thank you. Okay, first on the agenda, we'll set the dates for the August meeting. The workshop will be Wednesday, July 30th, 2014 at 7 p.m. And the village board meeting will be Monday, August 4th at 7:30 p.m. I'd like to ask Kathy Mills to come up so we can give an award out. Virginia, you did give me those.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Village Board. I would like to call up the National Art Honor Society of the Suffern High School. Whoever, I don't know if everybody's attending up here or if certain individuals. Wonderful.
Wow. Last time I saw them, my son was in the honor, so he was in like 4 different.
So the students are being called up because they are receiving the Andrew Haggerty Award, and the Andrew Haggerty Award is given to either individuals in the community or employees, people that have gone above and beyond and have done great service to the village of Suffern. The Honor Society, the Art Honor Society, has done a beautiful mural upstairs in the community room. If you haven't visited upstairs yet, please go see it. It is an absolutely phenomenal mural. It's all about community, it's all about Suffern, and I invite everyone to go see it. So the Andrew Haggerty Award is presented to the National Art Honor Society of Suffern High School. Thank you so much.
I hope that you will all take a moment to go upstairs to see the mural. Girls and boys, your attention to detail and your unbelievable talents, your artistic talents really brought to me, I was able to look at that mural and know exactly what Suffern was all about. And I just want to thank you very, very much. It makes our meetings in that room a lot brighter, and it's something that I am sure that your generation and future generations are going to really enjoy. So I thank you very, very much. We have a little plaque for you here. It's the Andrew C. Haggerty Outstanding Service Award, presented to the Suffern High School chapter of the National Art Honor Society, spring of 2014. And you're also your names are going to be put onto the plaque out into the hallway, where they will forever remain.
Congratulations, guys.
Oh, yes, I'll do that under you, Kathy. We'll do it under your report. Oh, okay. I would also like to, Daryl Schiller, are you here tonight? Daryl, there you are. Daryl, I met at the fishing derby up at Foxwood Pond, and he came up with Jonathan Theodore, who was one of our recreation members, and he said, I want to get involved, how can I help? So I said to Darrell, well, we have a great recreation board, and he said, okay, I'll do it. So I would like to actually appoint Darrell tonight to our recreation board, and we're very excited to have you. He's ready to go, and he's got some great new ideas, got some young children. So Darrell, I would like to appoint you tonight to our recreation board, and I would need a motion to confirm, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome, Darrell. We're so happy to have you. Okay, I have a couple of awards to give out. These are certificates and licensing for Rockland Municipal Planning and Federation. We had a couple of our members from the planning board go and take a planning zoning certification course. So I don't believe he's here tonight, but Andrew Dale, congratulations and thank you for completing the program. I believe he is here tonight. Timothy McInerney has completed the planning and zoning recertification course. And I would like to ask you to stay right here because your brother, Daniel McInerney, this is a family of volunteers and people who care about this village.
Daniel told me I had to stand on the other side to get the picture.
Oh, okay.
Because he's not here.
All right, we'll stand up, we'll switch. So I'm going to ask you, Tim, to take this for Dan. Dan also completed the planning and zoning recertification course. He couldn't be here tonight because Dan is a Suffern fireman and is attending the services of our dear friend, Mr. Shewart. So I ask you to please get this to Dan for us. Thank you. Okay. Kathy, I think I stole your stuff. What time is it? It is. Okay, moving along, we have a public hearing scheduled at 7:50, rezone properties along east side of Orange Avenue. I received a letter today from the applicant who is asking that, respectfully requesting that the project be removed from the agenda of tonight's Village of Suffern public hearing and adjourned to the next meeting. So this will be renoticed, and we will let you know that it will be adjourned until August's meeting. Fire department. No one is here from the fire department tonight. They are attending the services. Joe, would you like to give the report?
The fire department would like to request the 3 chiefs to attend the Fire Chiefs Convention, which is July 17th through the 19th in Baltimore, not to exceed $1,500.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Motion is carried.
The fire department would like to attend the Rockland County Firefighters Convention Parade on September 6th in Haverstraw.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So
The fire
moved.
department would also, oh, I'm sorry, Trish.
That's
Did I
okay.
cut you off?
Moving on so long.
Attend the Sullivan County Convention Parade on September 13th in Monticello.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote yes. Motion is carried.
The fire department thanks you.
Culture and Recreation, Kathy.
These two things really was any money, just the first.
Correct.
Wow, it costs money.
Yeah, but that's not something you have to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Village Board. Good evening, everybody. A few things that we have coming up for recreation for this month. We have the summer concert series has begun, and we have our next concert this Wednesday, July 16th, with the Coots Band over at the gazebo at 7. And for those of you who don't know it, when we have a concert, if the weather is not that great, which it was this past week, the concert is still on, and it'll be at the gazebo. That'll be inside the community center. The pool is open 7 days a week. Come out and enjoy. If anyone has not gotten their pass yet, please come to Recreation and we will do your passes for you. We have on Friday, July 18th, a yoga and nutrition class for seniors. We'll have the yoga class at 9:30 and then a nutrition class at 10:30 over at the community center. On July 20th, the fire department will be having their car, truck, and bike show from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have Clifford Theater is in session right now, and we're going to Broadway Day on Sunday, July 20th. We have our second kid pool party on Monday, July 21st over at the pool from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. At that time, on that day, the pool will be closed at 6 o'clock so that we can get ready for the kid pool party. We've got signs posted up at the pool for that. We have another summer concert at the gazebo. This time will be the kids' concert. It will be Monday, July 28th, and that's our famous Kurt Gallagher. We'll be there at 7 o'clock at the gazebo on the 28th. We have coming up, Clifford Theater is presenting Hello Dolly, and that will be Friday, August 1st, and Saturday, August 2nd, at the Suffern Middle School at 7 p.m. We have a couple of save the dates for people. I know it's a couple months in advance, but the September 11th ceremony will be September 11th, which is a Thursday this year at the Donna Hallett Park. And Suffern Day, as we all get ready and look forward to Suffern Day, it will be on Saturday, September 27th, with the rain date, which we don't have to use, is Sunday, September 28th. And then the concert, the calendar has a lot of events for the fall. So I think that's it.
Thank you, Kathy. Time?
On the next.
Okay, Terry?
Thank you. I have a few things tonight. First of all, the mayor has discussed that the village wants to buy the VFW building. There's been a very good price that has been provided, and I think we need authorization tonight for the mayor to execute the contract of sale. It's in the amount of $150,000. It is subject to approval by the Attorney General, since the VFW is a not-for-profit, so the closing probably will not take place for 2 or 3 months.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
Just because of my law firm's representation of the VFW, and in fact, I think we prepared that contract, I'll abstain.
Okay, and I vote yes, motion is carried.
Okay, it's also come to my attention that although the village has been repairing vehicles for the village of Sloatsburg at $70 an hour for some period of time, the prior intermunicipal agreement that existed has expired, so we need authorization to enter into another intermunicipal agreement with the village of Sloatsburg for that work.
So moved.
Whoa, $7 an hour?
70.
70.
Okay.
Is that a second?
Yeah, that's a second. I really thought I heard 7. I thought, when did we have this contract? 1947?
I don't want that job, Jack.
70.
7-0, okay.
7-0.
Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
My law partner is counsel to the village of Sloatsburg, therefore I will abstain.
And I vote yes, motion is carried.
Okay. Lastly, quite a few years ago, the village contracted with J&P Construction for the painting of the water tower. The Department of Labor filed a number of liens against any payments which would be owed to them, and at this point in time I'd like to try and resolve the matter. The Department of Labor is claiming, or has filed liens for $63,250. The total contract price is $110,700, so that would leave $47,450 that would be paid to the contractor. So the authorization would be to pay the Department of Labor the $63,250 and to pay to J&P Construction upon receipt of a general release from them the balance of $47,450.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hagen? Mrs. Corrigan?
I just want to, I was kind of cheating.
I don't understand.
Yes.
Sure, what's the question?
Well, I'm sorry. This resulted from an action by the New York State Department.
In other words, we owe the contractor $110,000.
Okay.
It hasn't been paid.
Right.
The Department of Labor is making a claim for $63,000. I'm rounding this off. So all we're doing is paying to the Department of Labor the amount that they have filed, I'll call them liens for lack of a better term, against the proceeds, and then pay the balance to the contractor.
Oh, okay.
This is not costing us anything other than the $110,000 that we owe the contractor.
Okay. Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
And I vote yes, motion is carried.
Sorry.
If I didn't explain it clearly, I didn't explain it clearly.
Okay, thank you, Terry. It is 8 o'clock. We will have our public hearing providing time limits for parking along a portion of East Maple Avenue. Chief Osborne, can we just have your recommendation on that?
No problem, ma'am. The mayor had asked me a few months ago to look at the parking on East Maple Avenue in the area of Bagel Train due to the fact that at the current time the statute is no parking 7 to 9 a.m. obviously to deter commuters from parking there all day in a residential area. Due to this fact, most of the other areas that are zoned for this, I think just about all of them probably, don't have a business that deals with morning traffic. So the mayor asked me to look into a solution, and after consulting with some of my officers and going out there and taking some measurements, we have decided the proper way to go about it from the police department's point would be to implement 20-minute parking there, which would alleviate the problem of having people leave their vehicles there all day, while at the same time it would allow the business to have people running for 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the morning to pick up what they need and go on their way. So that's the recommendation that we came up with after we basically looked at a lot of different options, and we felt that that was the most favorable. Now, just so you know, after 9 a.m. in those spots, there is really no restrictions anyway. So you're talking for a 2-hour period to make it 20 minutes at this point. So that was pretty much, I feel, the most compromising solution that we could come up with.
How long an area is that, Chief?
Mr. Meehan, the measurements, Terry, I gave the measurements to Terry, but it's okay, instead of making it going through numbers, I think the easiest way to explain it, Mr. Meehan, is everywhere that's 7 to 9, up until about 49 East Maple West, so basically from Bagel Train down to 49 East Maple, which is right by Park Ave, on both sides. Except where there's no parking here at the corner, that's still going to be in effect.
We're talking 12, 14 cars.
Yeah, oh yeah, so we're not talking 100 cars, yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's basically the areas right now, with the exception of the no parking here at the corner, which is on both sides of the road.
Okay.
Jack, they can't hear you. Can you put your microphone closer?
Yes.
Watch your water.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. That's it. Thank
Is it
you.
on?
Okay, no problem. Anything else, Mayor? Anything else, questions? Or okay.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, we'll open the public hearing. If there was anyone that would like to speak.
I move that the public hearing be closed.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the public hearing is closed.
I move that the resolution, it's a local law number...
It's local law number...
It's on the cover, 6.
Hold on, 6.
6 of 2014 be adopted.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'd like to say something.
Okay, hold on, you can on the motion, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan, on the motion?
Yes, I'd like to say something.
On the motion.
On the motion. I do hope that this resolves some of the issues that living in that neighborhood, I love the bagel train, don't get me wrong, but trying to drive through there at times can be challenging at best. So I do hope that this actually resolves some of those issues, because if there is an emergency, you can't get a car down that road. You can't get a vehicle, a fire truck down that road. So I do hope this helps, and I'm looking forward to the positive improvement of it.
Thank you. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Sorry.
Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
And I vote yes, motion is carried. Okay, moving along to the police
I'm
department.
going to rescind my vote.
Chief?
Thank you, ma'am. Mayor and board, just a couple of quick items. Number one is resignation of part-time dispatcher Ryan Ortiz. As I think you are aware, Ryan became a full-time police officer with our department. Obviously, at that point, he has to give up his part-time dispatcher position. So just asking for the board to accept his resignation.
Move to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Okay, thank you, Mayor and board. Number two would be to appoint Sam Myers to the position of part-time dispatcher for Ryan's position, pending clearance from the Rockland County Department of Personnel. Sam is a longtime village resident, volunteered in our DARE program for years, and he's also is a volunteer with the ambulance corps here in Mount Poor Valley. So, great pick, village resident, many, many years.
This is
Okay.
not off a list because it's a part-time position?
Correct. Just so you know, Matt, what happens is, this is our part-time dispatchers are non-competitive, so we're able to take them. They have to have certain credentials, such as prior dispatching experience, and Sam fell within that. We still have to get permanent clearance from personnel, which should come pretty quickly.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Meehan.
Second.
All in, nope. Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
And I vote yes, motion is carried.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. And the last one would be resignation of part-time records clerk Jacqueline Sheehan. Jackie did records work for us for the last couple of years. Part-time, she got a full-time job as well, so we're going to vacate that position at this time.
Move to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Just one quick thing. I just want to thank Charles and Joe and DPW, as well as our Building and Code Department. We received numerous complaints in regards to properties up on Yorkshire and Hillside Avenue, and DPW came in with us in the Building Department and basically cleared the property. One house was abandoned up on Yorkshire. The grass had to be, 3 feet high. He came in and took care of it, and the other property on Hillside has been a continuing nuisance to the village, and I spoke to about 4 neighbors around it, and we had a nice conversation afterwards, and they just want me to extend their appreciation to everybody involved because the DPW stepped up and cleaned it up. So I want to thank you guys for that.
Thank you, Clerk. I'd also like to say that I've checked in on our 4 new young officers that were hired, and they are doing quite well. The chief is very pleased, so we'd like to welcome them all, and we will do so at the September meeting so that everyone's families can attend. As it's the summer months and a lot of people are out and on vacations, we thought we would do it in September when there's a nice board presence and nice resident presence here at the board meeting. So, Chief, thank you for that, for bringing us such fine candidates. Okay, Mr. Sawicki, Department of Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor and the board. I am requesting payment authorization for application of payment number 1 in the amount of $118,156.25, and for application for payment number 2 in the amount of $135,180.25 to Northeast Remsco Construction for the wastewater treatment plant digester upgrade project, general construction portion. This contract amount is $1,089,000.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hagen?
Yeah.
Mrs. Cor-
This is a projected funds for payments?
I'm sorry?
This is projected funds for payments. This is already in the...
Yeah, is there funds available? Is that what you're saying?
It's not projected, it's funds that we have already budgeted for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are budgeted.
Mrs. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
How close are we to the $1,089,000 total contract being spent?
Well, the project is scheduled to be complete this fall, so...
Are these are the first 2 payments? So
Right.
There's only one. How many payments are there?
Well, it's gonna vary. I mean, they generally have 1 payment per month during the work activities. So we may have, in this case, we may have another 3 or 4 payments, maybe 5 total.
Okay, thank you. I vote yes.
And I vote yes, motion is carried.
But it doesn't exceed the budget line unless there's a change order.
I am requesting authorization to accept the lowest cost proposal for a wall-mounted control panel required for the wastewater treatment plant heating and ventilating makeup air project. This proposal from Control Wizards, Inc., Norfolk, Connecticut, is in the amount of $7,800 and will be charged to the wastewater treatment capital account. The budgeted amount for this project is $45,000, including in this cost, the total encumbered amount for this project is $40,000.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
And I vote yes, motion is carried.
I am requesting authorization to accept a New York State bid proposal for a new Reading utility truck body for the Water Department Unit Number 6. This proposal is in the amount of $19,393.95 and will be charged to Capital Project 2015-004. This capital project has a $20,000 appropriation.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
And I vote yes, motion is carried.
I have a project update for the primary digester upgrade project. The primary digester cover has been removed and the tank has been evacuated. Pipe supports and equipment concrete pads have been poured. The biogas system has been decommissioned and demolished. The electrical duct bank has been installed.
Great, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Any questions for Mr. Sawicki?
No.
Okay, thanks, Charles. Okay, audience participation, please come up to the microphone and state your name and your address. Anybody can come up, sure.
Hi, my name is Rory Paternoster. I live at 12 Danbury Court in Suffern. Yesterday I had an opportunity to go to Family Day at the Suffern pool, which was very nice. Unfortunately, the weather was not too terrific, so the turnout wasn't as great as it should be. The festivities, I know, take place from 12 to 3, but normally at every other Family Day, we were able to stay at the pool with our families. That's why we call it Family Day, I thought. Unfortunately, yesterday, there was an announcement made at, I think, 2:45 that 3 o'clock the pool would be closed, and we had to wait outside for it to reopen at 3:15, whereupon only the people that were members of the pool could come back, and all the other family members had to pay to come back into the pool. This is not Family Day, this is family hours. Thank you.
Hi, Rory, I can answer that. From the inception of Family Day, it's always been a certain time, and that time frame was always 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. The reason why we did that yesterday, and it's been done in the past, is that people that do not have passes don't pay when they go to Family Day, so we reopened it back up to people that do have passes. We invited everybody that was family members to come back, but it was a courtesy to village residents that do not have passes, so that's why it was opened up, and that's why it was closed. Right, which would be a normal day at the pool on a weekend.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, and I think it's something, Kathy, that we're going to need to look into changing, because, you know, I have to agree that, yeah, it's Family Day, exactly. Okay. So I think it's something going forward that we need to look. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I will meet with Kathy, and, you know, I think we'll be changing that, no problem. I'm sorry. Okay, thanks, Kathy.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Lisa Estrin, 37 Milford Lane. I'm not sure if you discussed this in your workshop or not, but I just wanted to talk about the Milford Lane, the Bonaire stop sign that was talked about in the last board meeting, and I didn't see it on the agenda tonight.
Yeah, I'll have the chief come up, please.
Oh, good. Well, all I wanted to say is I think it's imperative that it goes up. I think it's the most dangerous thing in the world. My son just got his permit. I don't even want him near that.
We have...
That's very dangerous.
I did receive, everyone's concern up there, and I did take action on it. I met with Chief Osborne. We both agree that a stop sign is definitely something that we need at that particular intersection. The board has already approved it. We just needed to have one of the engineers come and look at it. We wanted to be sure that we placed it properly and that it was in the best interest to promote safety and not cause a problem. I think we've gotten past that. Chief, you want to come up and give us a quick update on that?
Yeah, Mayor, no problem. Mayor, well, just so you know, Lisa, what happened was we had a traffic engineer come out, assess the situation, going to give us an overhead shot of where we need to put the proper signage just for safety with the hill, but they are total agreement. One thing I got to thank Terry for, we did some extensive research on that, and we actually found out that, believe it or not, way back, it looks like it was approved way back. We dug something out, so I don't even think need a public hearing at this point. It was approved, and we're just waiting to get the actual specs, which I'll probably have this week. We did it right before July 4th. He said about 2 weeks. So I should have it this week, and I will call him just to confirm, but we're all ready to go.
Are we going to have a stop warning sign?
Yes, Mr. Meehan, there'll be at least one, possibly two. I just discussed with Joe when I went back there a moment ago. At least one, possibly two, and possibly, I believe, my correct signage in the road as well. Stop ahead, just to get, because people aren't going to be used to it at first. Yeah.
Sure.
And Chief, while you're here, could you also, while I have you here, we might as well take care of the
Yes, that's the same thing. The speed control devices, which are the speed humps. We're looking to put on Ramapo Memorial and Oakdale Manor. We took an assessment of those. We picked out locations. That will come in as well. They did a report just to be safe, to make sure we put them in the right location, which is absolutely the most critical part of it. And that's all going to come in together from the traffic engineer. I'll follow up with him tomorrow, but he said probably this week.
Okay,
so
great.
We're well ahead of it. Thanks.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Speed humps.
Hi.
Hi, Jonathan.
Jonathan Theodore, 2A Interstate Street in Suffern. Since we're talking about stop signs, I was inspired to come up and talk about the intersection where I live, Interstate, Hillside, and Woodland Road, which is not currently an all-way stop and should highly be recommended to be changed to such. Visibility both ways on Hillside Avenue is from a hill into a valley and up on a hill. The visibility is poor, and there's been many times where people would just pass on through, and I don't know how many near accidents I was almost involved in, as well as many of my neighbors. So just thought I would just bring that up.
Okay, I'll have the chief take a look at it. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
What is the one?
I'm in.
Jim Genatino, 2 Memorial. I guess you anticipated one of my questions on the speed bumps. Anytime soon, Clark?
Jim, we just have to wait. We have to get the engineer's report. Once we get it, it's a matter of just getting DPW to have to allow the time to do it, but we're pretty much done once we get the report. They've actually chosen 2 locations on Memorial. I think each street should have 2 locations. And at that point, they're going to be down. Once I can't really act until I get the report back.
Is it where we had originally looked?
I'm sorry?
Is it where we had originally looked?
I can't, I'm sorry.
Is it where you originally looked?
Jim, pretty much, yeah. Jim, the only thing he did was he had, because of the speed up, I think it was the one down by the backstop was a little bit
too far.
Yeah, it was correct. The one up towards your house was, yeah, a little bit more.
It's a little farther, right? It's a little farther up than where we originally had thought, right? They moved it a little bit.
It's pretty good. I can even have more welcome once I get it.
No, it's fine. That's okay. My other question was, a couple of months ago you passed a law concerning vacant and abandoned buildings. Since that law has passed, has anyone been violated?
It's only perspective. Not forward.
Yeah, it's, the way that we had to do it, Jim, it's actually going forward. However, I am having letters sent out to all of the building owners to let them know that our law does exist. However, the present buildings that are vacant were not included into that. They were kind of grandfathered because their vacancy was previous to the law. However, I have gotten a call from one of the more longer vacant buildings.
A 6 or 7 year building?
Yeah, and I'm moving them along, so it's looking very good right now.
Unfortunately, we've been hearing they're moving along for 6 or 7 years.
Well, this is my first go at it, Jim, so give me a chance to get up at bat here.
And what about the other property that corporation owns? 166 Wayne.
Yes.
With the falling down building.
No, that corporation doesn't own the same.
Both, I don't want to mention their names,
I think we're talking about two different things.
You're not talking about 15 Washington and 166?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the buildings in the downtown area. Okay, on that, I just actually got some information tonight that those buildings should be coming down shortly now that Orange and Rockland has given us the go-ahead.
It's 6 years we've been hearing shortly.
Well, again, Jim,
I'm not blaming you.
Well, let me just tell you.
But you know what? After a while, you cry wolf long enough, nobody believes.
Okay, but let me tell you, I have not been dealing with the U.S. Postal Service. I have been delivering the documents myself back and forth in my car to assure that they get there and get back. And lo and behold, we finally have Orange and Rockland agreeing that we have no service there, that they can take down the building. So I think we have everything in place now. The demolition permits were just finally issued, so I think we are much farther than we were before.
They do have demolition permits?
They just were issued, just.
Okay, because I've heard that many times.
We're moving along. We're going in the right direction.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Permits. Hi, Rich Kopp, Lonigan Drive.
Hi, Rich.
Again, standard questions. The houses came down, you put a partial fence, you seeded, then you ripped it out. What next? How long is it going to stay there like that?
The empty lots you're talking about? The empty lots?
Yes.
Okay. So, to be honest with you, Rich, I wanted to not do much there until New York Rising came in for the $3 million because I wanted them to see what had happened down there. Now that they have come out of there, we are going to be planting trees in there, which is something that I talked about before. Charles can tell you that we have our Tree City USA, where we have to plant so many trees within the year, and that is part of the Tree City USA, where some of those trees are going to get planted. So it's just primarily going to be trees and grass, and that's
But how long before it's, how long before it looks presentable?
Charles, how long do you think it'll be till we get...
You can't plant trees right now because it's not the right time.
Yeah, it's not the right time.
You can't plant the trees because it's way too hot to plant a tree right now.
Unfortunately, we didn't have full germination on the grass, so we had to... We have some brown areas that still need to be seeded.
Squished in the grass.
We're not going to germinate until probably the end of August. So end of August into September, we can get more seed, and at that time we'll probably have an opportunity to plant some trees.
What about the basketball courts? I understand that you guys aren't finished with that yet. I was told that you're going to reseed that.
Yeah, it's reseeding right now. It's just not the time of year. It'll just burn it up. So, like Charles said, in August, once it's time to start seeding, and we're going to actually get grass that's not going to burn off. That's when all of this stuff is going to be
understandable. Now, again, the Mawa River.
Yes.
The opposite side.
Yes.
The hills.
Yes.
Where all that garbage has been. I've been up here for years now trying to get that stuff cleaned. Now, with all this heavy rain coming down now, there are trees right on the bottom. You can actually see the roots.
Right.
Every time the rain comes down, more dirt comes off. The trees bend back and forth. There's a lot of logs, tree trunks, that were placed in back of those. And when the trees come down, all they come down, and if we get high water, they're going to block that bridge.
Okay, we've actually, Joe Hunt, myself, and Charles have looked at that. The problem that we have at this point in time is access to it. It looks as though we all are in agreement that in order to get that all out of there, it's not going to be able to be across the river and pull it that way. We're going to actually have to gain access from, am I right, Charles, from the homeowners' properties on Hillside Avenue. So,
I'm missing something.
Joe, you want to speak? Yeah. Sure. Wait, come talk to the microphone.
Get recorded, Joe.
Oh, it's missed it, so I better hide. Got my umbrella.
If you remember, Mr. Carp, a couple years ago we had the river keepers come in and redo the bank on Donna Hallett's side. They had to put machines in it. Yeah. For us to get any debris off that bank, we have to machine it across. We have to have the DEC and the river keepers involved, and that's a process that the board is going to have to take to do. We've been looking into trying to manhandle stuff out of there, and again, the more that we do and disturb, they're saying the more damage we can do. Naturally, the damage is a slow process, and continuing by pushing them to come in and do the work that we need. And Mr. Trudy's our biggest advocate because he's touched down and knocked on every door. It's only helping us get them to come down here. We're not the only river problem in New York State that they are contending with right now, so it's going to be time before we can really do. And again, I feel for you. I've lived in this area all my life, and I played basketball down there and watched the defecation of the banking, and the people down there dumping. The board and the code enforcement got to work on that. So eventually we'll get these people in play, but again, time.
Joe, we did agree the stuff that's higher up on the bank, that if we could get access through the property owners on Hillside, that we would be able to remove some of the stuff that's higher up,
some of the stuff, but again, it's been placed there, and over time, if we start disturbing it, we're going to move it off the soft embankment, and they're saying it's only going to run into the river and cause the backing and the flooding and the restrictions. So again, working with the river keepers and the DEC, it's time. And then you got the Army Corps engineer, and Mr. Trudy has woken all of them up on our concerns. Again, they have a lot of other rivers and dams and dikes that they're working on to try to protect.
But Rich, know this, that a letter is being prepared by the code enforcer that's going to be sent to those on Hillside Avenue now that we've identified that we can't touch it and we can't go further down, to let them know that it is against the law and they will be violated if they dump anything over onto that side of the bank.
And again, if you see anybody doing something,
let us know.
please let us know. We can
give me your number. I want to call you 3 o'clock in the morning when they dump.
He's there.
Okay. Everything sounds well. The problem that I have is for years and years I was told, hey, Mr. Carp, it's your problem. You own that land. It's your problem to pick up and clean in back of your house. My property goes into the river. Now, they own that property. It's their problem.
I agree with you.
Now, I understand all laws, but does a property owner have to go through the same red tape to clean the back of his property that he owns?
If it's in the river, yes.
I'm not talking in the river. I'm talking on the banks.
If it's your backyard, no. But if it's anything that's
their property. If they have put 2x4s to try to catch stuff. I mean, you have to look at it and see. I understand it's bureaucracy.
It is, and they tied our hands now. We were ready. I mean, I was gung-ho. I was ready to go in there and start pulling stuff out. They won't let us.
But now what about the homeowner? If it's his property and he owns the slope, that's part of his land. Does he have a right to go and clean it up if it's against the law to have all that stuff on there?
I don't want to answer you yes or no, but I will find you the answer to that.
Find out, because the way everybody's explaining it, you have to get A, B, C, D, E, and F. And
Okay,
you'll never get
I can tell you
everybody
this.
together.
I can tell you that, I mean, I've walked along there and I've met with several of the homeowners on that, on the bank part of it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm not saying it's the right thing or it's the wrong thing, or I'm not encouraging you or discouraging you, but I'm telling you that a lot of people have done it. They have cleaned their own backyards up, and it's been a great thing because it's kept things moving.
Okay, I just hope we don't get the heavy rains and everything starts coming down.
Me too. Thank you.
Okay.
Good evening. Tim McInerney, 8 Pavilion Road, Suffern. A couple of weeks ago on the 4th of July weekend, I had a problem up on the road. As you know, they're building, they cut the road that we just put in, and they backfilled it, they took off, the rain came, everything washed down the road. I have to tell you, I called the PD, the hole was probably 8-9 inches deep, probably 3 feet wide. Police department came, young policeman came, probably within 5 minutes, got out of the car, took a look, and he probably walked the distance from here to the back of the building. Got a bunch of cones, coned it all off, called the village guys, they came up with a truckload, and they put it in. The reason I'm saying this is the next day, the contractor comes back at 7 o'clock in the morning, rips it back out, blacktops it, and takes off. But because nobody watched what he was doing the day before, he just figured for the weekend. Unfortunately, we had a lot of gravel on the bottom of the road. Did make a phone call. I got to tell you, Monday morning, 6 o'clock, you guys had that sweeper up there, and you swept the whole thing. So I just want to let you know that the guys were pretty good. I mean, everything got picked up. I guess my main concern is who checks these guys because they're digging up there. They're going to put in, what, 12, 14 condos. But who really checks them when they're up? I mean, they got an awful lot of trucks. They got a lot of backhoes up there. You know, we spent a lot of money putting those drains in. Don't want to see them get smacked. Is there some sort of somebody who checks these guys that sits in there that's, you know, an inspector or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's how we found the other problems that we've unfortunately had with this particular project. Our building inspector does go up there periodically to check on the work that that's being done up there. This incident in particular, he is aware of, and will be paying special attention to this project going forward.
Because I know the village spent probably 6 weeks, 8 weeks up there last year putting the drains in 400 feet.
Yeah.
And the things work. I kind of cringe when I see all their machines kind of hovering over these holes. Because when you see 10 guys standing around a hole, yeah, I wonder what they broke, because then they backfill it really quick.
Right. And Charles is here, and I see him looking and grinning, so I'm sure he's hearing you, and he will also be keeping an eye on up there too, because no sense in making more work for the guys.
Hi. I'd like an honest answer.
Wait a minute, I need your name.
My name is Phyllis Kasdan.
And Phyllis, where do you live?
Parkside Drive. Hi. I'd like an honest answer as to what is going on with Memorial Pool. This is the second season. The water never gets over 60 degrees. And the other day, I don't go to that pool anymore. I go to the town pool. And the water, miraculously, there's a special sun over that pool. It's up to 84, 85 degrees. I think it's very sad. We have a whole group that goes to that pool that has enjoyed it. It's a beautiful pool, but 60 degrees, 62, 63 is not an enjoyable temperature to swim in. Thank you.
Is that too hot or too cold?
Hi, Mayor. Would you like me to answer?
Please.
To that? We were getting complaints in the beginning of the season about the temperature of the pool. So in order to see really what temperature we were looking at, we bought thermometers for the pool, so we're taking readings of the temperature. The lowest that the temperature has gotten at the pool has been 73, and yesterday it was up to... It was just the other day. The lowest it's gotten since we've gotten these thermometers has been 73, and the highest it's gotten has been 78. So,
We're not getting any water, we're not losing any water.
I also want to let you know that I've been calling around to pools in the county, and I was questioning them about the temperature of their pools. Clarkstown itself has 3 pools. The lowest that their temperature is, they run their pools, and this is the temperature that their pools are at, are 73 to 78.
Okay,
which
thanks,
in reality is exactly on target for the other pools. It might feel cold, but temperature-wise, the readings are telling us that it's 73 up to 78.
Okay, thanks, Kathy. Phyllis, I just want to let you know that we did have a problem last year. We were losing water in the pool and we had to keep adding water. I don't know why it's not warming up because we haven't had that problem this year. We have not had to add any water. So
The main drain is still leaking, and what is leaking, it pulls for water to bring it up to a certain height automatically.
No.
Until that's repaired, well, then maybe we have to see what was repaired.
Well, the only thing that was repaired, it was a line that they felt may be leaking. But in order for more water to get into the pool, we would have to put that into the pool. So we would know that more water was going in the pool and that water was going out of the pool. And our Department of Public Works Supervisor, Charles Sawicki, can tell you, we have not added any water to that pool. Is that correct?
Now, this is, we have made some repairs. And we're trying to troubleshoot what might be a problem from last year. We did repair the expansion joints. We believe that may have solved a big part of the problem.
Wait, Phyllis,
well, we also brought in a contractor, and he sent in a camera and inspected the piping. We were unable to find any problems with the piping. So it's kind of we're at a point right now, we're trying to monitor it and see where the problem might be. And it's not, there's no straightforward answer what the real problem may or may not be. Well, I understand what you're saying. I know last year there was a similar complaints, but I guess what we're hearing is that the temperatures are 73 to 78 degrees, which...
Have we added water, Charles?
You know, I don't know whether we have or not.
The answer is no, because I've asked.
I don't know for a fact if we have or not.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Kathy, have you called for them to add water to the pool?
No, I have not.
You have not? Yeah. You know what? Maybe we can, Kathy, can you do me a favor? Could you start a monitoring sheet, have the lifeguards monitor their temperature of the pool? I don't know what would be causing it to stay so cold, but if we could just have, make up a sheet, have the lifeguards maybe check 2 or 3 times a day, just monitor it, and then submit the sheets to Charles to let him review them, and he can see if there's a problem. That would be wonderful.
And we have been doing that. We will continue to do that.
Okay, so if you could just give what you have already to Charles, and then keep doing it going forward, and let's see what the temperature is.
Also monitor the level of the water.
Yeah, and the level of the water as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And they'll give everything to Elaine.
Good evening, Roy Chudy, 16 Lonigan Drive. Good evening, Madam Mayor and the board.
Hi, Roy.
Like to first of all say thank you to everybody that put the new park in Lonigan Drive in the Squires Gate area. Especially I want to thank the DPW workers who work so diligently and so hard in the hot weather and the rain doing it. So special thanks to them and everybody that was associated with this program. A few things that we've noticed already though is that there's no posted sign. So there's no rules and regulations posted. There have been people bringing their dogs in there, so I don't think that's appropriate. It looks a heck of a lot better than what it did, which was a dog feces park before that. so we appreciate that. There's no garbage can, so they have a picnic table in there, so people tend to leave their garbage, so it'd be nice if we can get a garbage can in there. I think in the beginning when we spoke about it, there was going to be a lock put on there, so it could be closed at dusk and to keep, maybe teenagers out of there. So if that could be locked somehow at dusk, I know older kids can still jump the fence, but still it would look better if they could lock it. That would be appreciated.
Roy, I just want to, is that it on the park?
Excuse me, ma'am?
Is that all you have for the park?
On the little park, yeah.
On the park? Okay. I just want to let you know it's still a work in progress. We are not done by any means with it yet. We have some beautiful new garbage receptacles and recycling bins that we have ready to go into the park.
Oh, great.
There will also be signage, and we will also be getting a doggy, what are they called, Kathy? A doggy bag station. As we do on all the other parks, put in there. It's just not complete yet, Roy.
Okay.
I know everybody's excited about it and anxious to get in there and go, but it's a work in progress still, so
yeah, it's being used. I see a lot of kids in there, so it's already paid off.
Yeah, it is.
So
and we had a little drainage issue that we contended with, which we worked on today. I saw the DPW out there. I drove by. So it's still a little bit of a work in progress. I guess just bear with us, and we will have it completed, I promise you, soon.
Sure, thank you on that. I know there's some folks here that are from the Squires Gate area, and they have concerns again with the rain and what's been going on. So for a lot of those folks who don't have the information, as you well know, we had through the county, we invited up a team from Texas, and they did a demonstration at Kakiak Park on the river barrier, which we have on tape, on a CD. So if anybody would like to see that, I'd be glad to show it to them at their request anytime. It proved to be effective. I addressed the legislature last week, and Mr. Alden Wolf, who is the chairman of the legislature, said he is behind this. I know the executive, Ed Day, is also. But again, it's a process. They have to apply through, they have to wait for their report from the drainage agency on that, so to get the okay. Then they have to go through the DEC, the EPA, and the Army Corps to see where best to put it, if they do put it. And again, anybody that wants to know about that, if you go to on Google Storm Pro TX, the TX is for Texas, you can view the tapes. But it is a viable.
You said Storm?
Yeah, it's www.stormprotx. The TX is for.
P-R-O.
I have the video, Jack. I can send it to you.
And we did an overview that night. You let us graciously gave us the village hall for that. And again, it did show that it was a viable solution, not the end-all solution, but the most one that they showed was only $15,300. And compared to the millions that have been spent and wasted and lost, or just spent on studies, this is at least something that should be considered. I know we did it up in the Montebello area, which is not the Suffern area, and you have to have it put in a place where it's not going to flood out another person's home or business. It just has to be into a floodplain. So that would be up to the engineers of the county to decide where they would put it and best put it.
Yeah, Roy, I wanted to thank you actually for putting that together. It was actually something to see. It really was very effective, and I was quite taken back on the simplicity of something that makes such a big difference.
Yeah, thank you for coming on that day.
Yeah. The good news is that, Roy, you are on the New York Rising Committee. And I have also made sure that Lori, and Lori's not going to be with us much longer, but they're very much aware of that video, and it's something that I hope that you will make sure that you give as one of a good, viable assistance to the flooding. I won't say complete, solution, but assistance to flooding, because I really just can't believe that something so simple can make such a huge impact.
It is something to see, yeah. But I do have 5 or 6 copies, so if anybody else would like one, I'd be more than happy to give it to them so they could see for themselves how effective it is.
Yeah, and thank you so much for putting that together. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good evening. Teresa Foresta, 58 Bonaire Circle. A couple of years ago, your predecessor, Dagan LaCourte, with some of the board managers of the various boards within Bonaire, had decided to do something with the entrance to Bonaire. It hasn't changed. Are there any plans to make it more attractive, since quite a few of us live in that area? I'd say about 10,000 people, and it's not a very welcome sight pulling into Bonaire Park.
Yeah, this has gone back and forth for many administrations on who does it belong to, who's supposed to maintain it, who's supposed to take care of that particular property. I know that. Go ahead, Joe. Come on down. I know that it's been an issue for quite some time. At one point, the DPW was maintaining it, and then Bonaire Association said no, it belongs to them, and they were supposed to take care of it. Joe is right behind you.
We were trying to get a kickoff program to get a landscaper to dedicate and take care of that area. The biggest problem we're running into right now as a DPW supervisor is the park to the left or the right coming in.
Right.
It's owned by the town of Rampo. And every time we clean the island or maintain it, put beautiful mulch on and start our program, everything blows off that park that town of Rampo owns, and continuously we are cleaning and trying, and the weeds are growing, and the debris that comes out of there just amplifies growth. We sprayed last year, we put mulch out twice. We were going to do flowers, but the pine needles on that row are killing everything that we do. The bushes, if you notice, we took out a lot of bushes because of the death trees that are there. The town of Rampo needs to be notified, and they need to clean up their area so we can maintain that island a little bit better. As soon as we get done, within 15 days, we're up there doing it again.
Charles, maybe we could prepare a letter to the...
We're working on a program where a lot of trees are going to be taken care of by a tree company, trimming, and the ladies, the seniors come out and do our planting downtown. We were going to try to invite them on that little planter, the beginning island that we separated. But we did stop the flooding for you, if you remember that. We put a catch basin.
Charles, maybe we can send a little letter over to the town of Rampo letting them know, so that maybe we can do a little bit more with it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hi, Joseph Kramer, 47 Hagen. I'm just curious, on Franklin Turnpike, right near South Street, there's a sign that says, "Stop here on red." Right? 95 out of 100 people do not stop. And this, I've been here 14 years, and I've come close many times to get into an accident. Is there anything that can be done about that?
Chief?
We go there probably 3 times a week. We alternate the times. We write issue numerous summonses. I know that for a fact because I was standing the other day with an officer watching it. And I agree, the problem is the volume of cars. We would have to position someone there every day. We've tried different things. Joe, we've cut back the brush. make the sign more visible, there's lines in the road. And I agree with you. There are a lot of summers issued there, I can tell you that, because I see it. I know, it's and it's a state road, we have to actually, we always have the issue, anytime we do anything to change anything, we have to go through the state DOT as well, because it's a state road.
Can we put something there, like stop sign ahead or something?
Good stop line ahead, yeah, it's a stop line. Yeah, we could try it. I mean, we'd have to go to the state, though, because you really can't walk up the road without going through them. It becomes an issue with them.
Yeah, but if we put it on the side of the road, like stop line
Yeah, we could do that, Joe. I guess we could try it. I mean, we've pretty much, don't get me wrong, I'm with you. I agree. We've been hammering them out there left and right, and
the sign gets any bigger.
I know Roy's still here. I mean, we've talked about it many times with Roy. I know we've been down there left and right, so.
Just go like there's nothing there.
As the chief says, we clear cut it, we put a bigger sign, and the buses
any bigger, you're not
tag
going to
it.
be able to get down the road.
But we're running into the railroad property, and we're having an issue putting any more signs, and we're gonna have to double post a sign to make it 6 by 8, and I don't think they're gonna stop anyway. The police have been out there.
Can we at least try to put some kind of signage there, like previous to the stop sign saying stop?
Can I paint the road stop ahead?
Can you put a sign that says must stop here before red light?
No.
What we ran into, if you remember.
I know there's certain verbiage that you must use by the state.
Joe, what we ran into were bordering a state of New Jersey and a state of New York. There was a conflict. We put signs up, they took them down, and now we did put a bigger sign up. And again, being a state road and being bordering with the state, New Jersey has do not block the box. We can't use that because we're right on the edge. So I'm thinking stop ahead. 50 and 100 feet before the stop bar might work, but now we have the DOT to tend with, and that's their road.
Okay, so let's...
But we'll try.
Let's try it. We'll try and do what we can with them.
When they start getting tickets to the house, that might, you know...
Unmonitored cameras, unmanned cameras. One, that's pretty good. I don't think people say what they the revenue. Number two, while it's up like this, I think the expense
So the money you're going to make, they're going to be going through it. Things will pay for it.
It's not on the tape.
We can't hear you, Clark.
But you're saying Trish, about cameras, we've never had a unmonitored camera, I don't think, anywhere in the county for traffic purposes. You are allowed in certain places, but that's controlled, I believe, by the state as well, how many you can have. And the bottom line is, I honestly, God, I think whenever what we do, it's just due to the volume of traffic. We're going to enforce it, and I know with Roy and I have gone back and forth, and we've seen this out there as we joke about it. That's the one spot we have a problem. Heavy enforcement, proper signage, I don't know what else we're going to be able to do without making a drastic change that the state probably won't go with.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Clark.
That'd be a good place for a spot.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Okay, let's move along. Village Clerk.
I have only one item, Mayor. Approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of April the 7th, 2014.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Yes. Do I have a...
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? So moved.
That was the minutes?
Okay, Finance Department, Tom is not here this evening. We have nothing from the trustees. I have a couple of things. I'd like to reappoint Village Prosecutor Robert Yodowitz for 1 year at $1,500 per month.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
And I vote yes, motion is carried. Okay.
Is that an appointment that would normally have been every organization, or is that?
No, it's just when it's up, the
It's just
contract
from when
is
you
up.
started?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's contract.
Okay, Joe, they have the facade bid under me, but I think that you should take that away.
Okay.
This is your...
So, Corinne, do you want to come up for the facade bid? This is a facade bid that we have, Corinne and I've been working diligently on, more Corinne than myself. This has to do with 2 buildings, and it has to do with Priya, and it also has to do with the parking authority / cleaners. Corinne, I'm going to let you take it away.
Sure.
And go for it.
This is regarding Phase 2 of the facade improvement program, which actually included 3 buildings. As Joe said, it included the Priya restaurant, the parking authority / cleaners building, and royalties. We've been trying to bid the project for a period of time starting at the end of last year. Unfortunately, we've had no interested contractors until this last bid round, which went out to bid in May of this year. We did receive 2 bids from 2 separate contractors, one from SNP Construction and the other from Corfin Construction. In reviewing the bids, it's our recommendation that we award for 2 out of the 3 buildings. The bid from the contractor for royalties was significantly lower than the architect's construction estimates, and we didn't feel comfortable awarding for that building. So therefore, we're going to make the recommendation to award for the Priya restaurant and the parking authority / cleaners building for a total bid award of $85,580, with construction anticipated to start by the end of July, first week of August, and be done before the summer months are over. Separate from this, I just wanted to kind of let everybody know that we are working on an additional new phase and 3 new buildings, which would include improvements to Ole Ole and 2 other businesses in the downtown. And the Shamrock Hotel is also currently out to bid with a bid due date of this week of Wednesday, so we are fingers crossed that we have some interest from contractors and get that project moving as well.
Yes. Thank you, Corinne. Any questions? Okay, I would need a motion.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hagen.
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan.
Yes.
Mr. Meehan.
Yes.
Mr. Byrne.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Motion is carried. Okay, I received a letter from the Suffern Police Dispatchers, have contacted Teamsters Local 445 seeking Teamster representation. Chauffeurs, Teamsters, and Helpers Local Union number 445 has asked to be recognized as the bargaining unit for our Suffern Police Dispatchers. Our local United Federation of Police Officers show no interest in the matter of the police dispatchers, so they have asked us to recognize them as the bargaining unit for the dispatchers.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Opposed? So moved.
Yes.
Okay, I will be meeting with the union next week, as the dispatcher's contract is and has been up for some time. However, they have asked to hold off on any type of discussion until the union representation was settled. I would like to also welcome to Suffern. We have the Suffern Pharmacy in the downtown area. I'd like to welcome them to the Village of Suffern, as well as Uptown Mia's Kitchen. I hope you will all stop by. I've actually had the opportunity to stop into Mia's Kitchen, and she's got some wonderful, wonderful homemade healthy food. And the staff of Suffern Pharmacy, very friendly and wonderful. So it's nice to have, I think it's been, I don't even know how many years, Virginia, since Levine's left us.
Quite a while.
A long time, so it's nice to have a pharmacy.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years, and Suffern Pharmacy does deliver, so we hope that you will stop in and visit both of our new businesses in the downtown. We're very happy to have them. I'd also like to report to you that we will be having a major motion picture being filmed here in the Village of Suffern. Jason Bateman, who has been coming quite frequently to the village to meet with Kathy and I, will be directing a movie. If you've read the book, The Family Fang, the movie is based on that book. It will star Jason Bateman, Nicole Kidman, Christopher Walken, to name a few. So they will be filming here for 2 days in Village Hall and at the Community Center. We're very excited to have them.
Mr. Bateman's the director of the film.
Mr. Bateman is not only the director, but he's also one of the stars. So he's double duty. I asked him what he liked better, directing or acting, and he said definitely directing. I said, but you're doing both. He said, they made me. So, but yeah, very excited to have them here in the village. He's a wonderful person. He's going to be meeting with the Clifford Theater children to give them a little pep talk as he began his career as a child. Very excited about that. And he's also including the Clifford Theater kids in the movie. So they will be here in Village Hall, and they will be on the big screen. Our Clifford Theater kids will be there. They're also looking for other children and some adults. If you're interested, you can contact Kathy Mills, give him your name and number, and we will have the extras person from the movie contact you to let you know. They're going to need about 100 extras here in Village Hall. So anyone interested, contact Recreation Kathy Mills. If you know of children who may be interested, contact Kathy. Last but not least, I would like to ask to create a position. The position I'm asking for is Recreation Facility Attendant. It's already an established position. Yes. Yes. I need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
And Mayor, just to clarify, that's the position we spoke of earlier today?
Yes.
And there's no net effect to the budget?
Correct. We're not hiring, we're just creating the position.
Right,
we're not doing anything but creating
and personnel has to approve? County personnel has to? What's the process?
No, it's a non-competitive.
Oh, you said that, yes.
Yeah, it's a non-competitive position.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. All right, if there is no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Yes? Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so very, very sorry. Please accept my apologies. Bruce, would you like to come up and speak on behalf? I'd like to close the meeting in honor of someone near and dear to the village of Suffern who passed on. I'm going to have Bruce.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board. As many of you probably know, Barbara McNally passed away last week after a battle that she fought valiantly. Barbara and her family, she and her husband Charles had moved to the village somewhere between 1965 and 1970, so she was 40-plus years here in the village. She was a fixture in the neighborhood. I happen to be a neighbor of hers. Watching her fight this ugly battle for the past couple of years was actually inspiring because she never gave in, and she was a loving wife, loving mother, loving grandmother. The family is, while devastated, they're also very happy with the outpouring they've gotten from the people in the village, people saying thank you for all the kind things. So I was hoping that in Mrs. McNally's honor that the board would close the meeting tonight, so if you wouldn't mind.
And we do. We close it in memory of Mrs. McNally, and we thank her and her family for being such wonderful parts of the village of Suffern for so many years.
Thank you, Mayor.
And perhaps a copy of the minutes when they're prepared could be sent to the McNally family.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Meeting adjourned.